Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to do a quick update on how basically Oklahoma City Warlord Games Day went. I've got a couple of clips for you, or I've got a clip for you covering the tables. We've got a video interview with Andrew Chesney of Warlord Games, and towards the end I'll be talking about some of the bits that I picked up. So without further ado, let's jump in. Let's have a look at what the tables were, and I'm not necessarily covering the tournament tables. There was a bolt action tournament and a Gates of Antares tournament, but I'm going to look at sort of kind of the other tables that were out, the sort of various different Warlord games games that were being demoed, and generally basically how it lined up, and I'll show you in the map here. We had if I can show you like this, so we had the tournament games here, and then basically you had Hail Caesar, Pike and Shot and Black Powder in this second one, and Bolt Action here and Gates of Antares here. And what you started with down this end was some sort of beginner games. I suppose Bolt Action would be something like 500 points or something really small like that. Quick games, lasted no more than an hour. Really, you know, just for the beginner level here. Then we had the intermediate levels, a little bit more in depth, a little bit more, you know, obviously using exactly the same rules, but just a little bit of a longer game, a sort of more detailed scenario. And then finally we had these huge tables at the back, which had which were basically sort of not expert by any means, but they were longer games. So for example, I played a World War I bolt action game, and it took us 4 hours to complete, to get through 6 turns. So so we'll take a look at the tables, and then we'll come back and I'll talk a little bit, and we'll do the interview, and then we'll come back. So see you in a sec.
Hi guys, we're at Oklahoma City today, doing the Warlord Games Day. So let's have a look at some of the tables. Starting over here, we have a fantastic Antares table. It's really impressive. Apparently I've been told that these buildings actually light up. They've got LEDs inside. So yeah, really exciting. Haven't played that yet, but who knows, might get a chance. Over here we have a fantastic World War I game using bolt action. Just finished playing, probably spent 4 hours playing, and the Germans just about squeaked to victory, so hopefully they'll come back strong this evening.
That sounds that way.
That's what we say anyway. Brilliant. Right, let's move over here. We've got some more Antares over here. Just doing some filming. Right.
Are you filming or photoing?
Filming.
That's
my YouTube
Hi
channel.
Mom, I'm going to Disneyland.
So we've got some Antares here from the intermediate table, looking fantastic. Excellent. Brilliant. Thank you, gents.
She'd been over here earlier.
Oh, yeah. And we have the beginner's Antares game. That looks good. Got some Gar over here, ready for combat. And some Concord over here. May have to try that out later. Fantastic. What have we got over here? We've got some Witchfinder General. Looking very nice. How's it playing, guys?
Good.
Excellent. Excellent. Brilliant. Thank you very much, sorry. And here, right, so we've got Point de Hoc. This is a really interesting game because it's bolt action, but it plays up the model to the top rather than flat on the table. So really impressive. Let's see if we can get a full shot of it. So that's really quite cool. Right, what have we got over here? Early War France. Do love a bit of early war France. Looks like a half-track's caught fire there. So I'm just filming for my channel.
Do what?
Just filming for my YouTube channel.
Go for it.
So look at that, the French are holding out there.
The French are getting their ass kicked.
Oh.
The reinforcements
Maybe
are
I
here
should come back later then.
Hopefully the reinforcements will help.
Brilliant. Excellent, some tanks coming in there. Excellent, thank you very much, gents.
Pay attention to this. Germans have got this far.
Wow. Things aren't going well for the French then.
Right.
Right, where we go over here? We've got some Last Arguments of the King. And these are great because these are 54mm figures. Very impressive. If I just scan back. Very impressive terrain. Looks like they actually use real bits of tree, twigs, branches should I say. We've got Indians in here, they're fantastic. Really exciting stuff, that is cool. So there we go, that's that one. Then over here we've got, I believe this is SAS, French Foreign Legion attacking an Italian fort in the desert. Looks really cool, very nice indeed. We're going to come over here quickly. Sorry gents. What we got? Looks like some Fallschirmjäger here. Sort of Anzio sort of area. Looks very interesting. Some big armies. That looks very exciting. Sorry. And then over here we have a masterpiece of a game. This is. Let's go have a look. Make sure I get my facts right. What have we got? We've got Cortez and the Aztecs. Now I think this is absolutely beautiful. Let's step back there. We've got the village there. Looks. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, look at that, the temple. We've got some fantastic figures. And if these weren't enough, there's a whole table of them back here. And this looks like a very exciting game. So, yeah, here we got. Looks like the Spaniards there, and then the masses of Aztecs. Fantastic. Excellent job. Excellent job. And let's move over here to some pike and shot. This is 7 Years' War. Battle of... I'm not even going to pronounce that. It's crazy, but anyway, we've got some lovely figures here. Playing pike and shot. Might see if I can get a game of this later on. Time is ticking, it's been a long day so far, we've got more to play. And then what have we got over here? Ooh, a bit of Rorke's Drift, excellent. Can't go too far wrong with Rorke's Drift. And there's a few Zulus on the table already. And a few more over here, my goodness, there's a lot. And there's another lot over there, so that looks great, fantastic. What we got over here? We have Napoleon's Finest against the Thin Red Line. So, we've got lots of British casualties down here, but if I step back, looks like a very quick game of black powder. That's very good. We've got over here Warlord's latest release, Project Z. Or Z, depending on where you come from. Looks like we've got some zombies in here. I don't know if they're survivors. More zombies on the roof there. But yeah, looks like a really interesting, fun game. So that's pretty cool.
You say that with no passengers, the abstract can fire one weapon.
Sorry, can I ask what game you're playing?
This is bolt action.
Okay,
it's the Battle of Bir Hakeem.
Excellent. Thank you very much. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Good job. I like that. Oh, brilliant. I'll have a quick marvelous look at that. Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you very much. I'll pop this back down there for you. Super. And then over here, what have we got here? We've got Terminator. Battle of the Bunker. Fantastic. We've got these cool little figures. And then we've got this bunker system basically. Looks very interesting. Looks small and compact, and I like that. That might be something we're looking into in the future. Right, over here, what have we got? We've got Conflict 47. I actually played a game of this last night. Very good, very exciting. It's like bolt action with a bit of add-ons, which is really cool. That's it, Conflict 47. We've got some Nazi zombies. Fantastic. I would love the bunkers anyway. And we've got some walkers over there in the distance as well. So brilliant stuff. Thank you, gents. Right, got a nice big one here. Let's see what this is. This is English Civil War. As you can see, it's going to be playing with pike and shot. It's lovely armies, cavalries, pike blocks, muskets, excellent. Let's see, let's move over here. We have Hell Caesar, we have Romans and Gauls, which I'm hoping Mr. Chesney is going to challenge me to later. But we shall see. We've got some Romans there, some Gauls down the other end. So very excited about that. Let's come over here. We've got Morehouse Caesar with the Cut of the Lion, and this is particularly exciting. I've got a lovely back of a cloth mat. That's the terrain. Lots of forces. This is great, absolutely brilliant. Look at that. And then we've still got more back here as well, so lots going on. That's brilliant, that's fantastic. And then we've got some vendors, so let's see if there's any more games. Ah yes, missed one, missed two. Let's go over here. Right, we've got the Battle of Hastings, 1066. Some fantastic Normans chasing up the hill to meet the Saxon shield wolves, so that's exciting. I might have to play that too. And finally, what is this? Is this Terminator? Excellent, we've got some more Terminator. And that looks an exciting game. Lovely terrain. So, that's it for the what's going on. We have got more vendors down that end, and we've got, well, there's Mr. Russell, fantastic. And we've got Bolt Action, Geeks and Tourist tournament down the other end. So, I'm going to go see if I can catch Mr. Chesney and see if I can get a few words, and I'll speak to you soon.
Well, welcome back, guys. Hopefully you really enjoyed those tables. I absolutely loved it. It was great going around seeing all the different tables that stuck out particularly for me. Obviously the World War I game, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Those guys from St. Louis always do a great job. They did a fantastic job last year when I played in more of like a 1918 scenario, Americans versus Germans. This year it's 1914, British versus Germans. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Also, really thoroughly enjoyed the layout of what was it? Aztecs versus Cortez and the sort of Spanish. There was a huge table for that. It was brilliant. The figures were so beautifully painted, and the details. Oh, it's just brilliant. Hopefully, you got a good glimpse of that in the film, or that clip. And then moving on, we had recovering the. I can't remember what it's called, like Recovering the Lion or something. Basically, it's kind of the day after sort of the famous 300 stood, you know, the Spartans. Leonidas is dead, and the Greeks are trying to recover the body, and eventually sort of the Persians are coming around the back and outflanking them, and they're being attacked from both sides. But again, fantastic table. The figures were great. I spoke to the guy who set it up, and part of it, the sort of hillside, he basically took some sort of green grassy mat and turned it over so it was the back black kind of, and it looked really well weathered. He said it had been sitting in his garage for about 10 years, but I told him that people spent, you know, hours and hours and hours trying to get that weathering effect, and he's like, oh, that only took me 10 years. So that was great. So that was that table. One of the other ones that really stood out for me was one of the Bolt Action tables. It was basically a point to hot game, and instead of playing flat across the table, this was playing vertically up basically a cliff face that they made, and they got different levels, and I played it. Took about half an hour. It was a fun and enjoyable game, and it was just brilliant, absolute brilliant, and the ingenuity was fantastic. So that was great. And then there was Saxons versus Normans 1066 game. That was there. Of course, it's the somethingth anniversary. It's, you know, many hundreds of years, I think. But yeah, that was there. So that was great. That was great to see. What else was there? There was some Gates of Antares games. There was one that was a light city, and there was lots of MDF buildings with sort of various coloured plastics in it, and lights inside that lit up, and that was a really nice one as well. Somebody had taken a lot of time over that. Conflict 47 had a demo table there. It was a very similar setup to one of the Bolt Action tables from last year, but obviously played with Conflict 47 this year, so that was nice. Terminator, there's some good Terminator tables there. Witchfinder General, which always seems to fly under the radar. It seems to be quite a small game, not many people play it, but each year there's a table there, and they're showing that off, which is great. The Project Z, which is soon to come out, and unfortunately I was talking to Andrew Chesney about that as part of the interview, but unfortunately I had to cut that because halfway through my phone ran out of space, so I couldn't get the whole clip in, and I couldn't get back to a computer to unload stuff so I'm very sorry about that. But basically, you know, he put a ton of work into it, is really proud of it, and looking forward to the release of it. So yeah, Project Z table looked great. Really all the tables look great. There was a fantastic I think it was 30 Years War. Was it 30 Years War? Yeah, 30 Years War maybe, using pike and shot. That looked good. I think that was done by Will from up in Iowa, who a very, you know, I had a great time chatting with him all weekend and got to have a couple of beers with him, so that was good. He's an ex-Brit, or he is a Brit living in America, so that was really great, and hearing some of his experiences. Yeah, again, there was the Naval Wargaming table was there. I should mention that, although it's not a Warlord game, it was there, and very tempting, I have to say. It looks like a great game. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. So let's check out the clip, the interview with Andrew Chesney from Warlord Games, and then we'll come back and I'll talk about my purchases and kind of where I'm going to go from this, and perhaps maybe some targets for next year, because I am very much tempted once again to return, because it is such a fantastic convention, and it is very local to me, although 2 to 3 hours drive is maybe not local in Britain, but it is local over here. So yeah, we'll watch the clip and then we'll come back. We'll see in a second.
Okay, we have the wonderful Andrew Chesney with us today. I've managed to pull him away. So Andrew, just very quickly, 3 upcoming releases that releases from Warlord that you're looking forward to, sort of end of 2016 into 2017.
Sure, yeah. Well, it's yeah, great to meet. It's been a whole year since the last interview we did,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
really cool. We did. So a lot has happened in the last 12 months.
Brilliant.
But what we're also working on is a lot more newer game systems. So I suppose the big releases for the rest of this year are probably Conflict 47,
Right.
which is an expansion on bolt action in terms of it's got its own rules book, so
Right.
it's not just a supplement, it's
Yeah.
its own rules entity. But it's what happened after 45. The
Brilliant.
bomb goes off, all the occult stuff comes out of the woodwork, all this weird sci-fi technology becomes available. So that'll take your bolt action army, you can still use exactly the same forces, and you'll add a couple of different like walkers and weird mech things like
Brilliant.
Tesla cannon stuff, werewolves, you know, all the things you would expect to see in some
Right.
kind of sci-fi occult universe.
Yeah.
So that's coming out in a couple of months.
Cool.
And we'll have releases for that throughout the next 12 months. So that's
Brilliant.
really exciting.
Excellent.
Straight on the hot on the heels of that is version 2 of Bolt Action.
Excellent.
Now we have
Very
some.
excited about that.
It's amazing that we've come this far, 3.5 years down the
Yeah.
line. That it's sold so well. It's played, you know, literally all around the world. That it needs. Not a revamp, it's the same game, and that's
Right.
really important to get across. That It's
Right.
exactly the same game, it's just got a refresh, basically.
Brilliant.
So, all the things you would expect to be changed and updated to make it a bit more streamlined is all in there.
Cool.
I suppose the important parts of it are HQ sections, command sections
Yep.
can now take units with them when they pull their dice out, so there's actually a formation thing around it, so you can actually
Right.
force people to react a bit better, and there's a good use for your commanders now rather than just their morale
Yeah.
bonus. That's pretty cool. Tanks and machine guns are a little bit better or worse depending on how good they were before. Flamethrowers and recce have been fixed
Yeah.
a little bit. Some errata has been added.
Brilliant.
There's 6 new scenarios, which is really cool. So you can now play with 12 rather than just the 6. But overall, all the points are the same. The army books are the same. The German one will get a refresh because that's the
Yeah.
Four Brothers. So that's really cool. But everything else is just it's the same game system, just streamlined. It's going to be great.
Excellent.
And then after that, I suppose we've got a bit more for Antares. So,
Hi, you guys, welcome back. Well, so I probably should have mentioned a couple of things at the start of this video, but I, like usual, forgot. So I'm coming back to it now. So this was the 3rd annual Warlord Games Day in Oklahoma City, and it was titled Great Men of History, and the reason for that was that the Sunday, which was sort of the day after the convention finished, was Father's Day. So the idea was that each game would be kind of set and there would be some sort of important man there. So for example, in the Aztecs versus Cortez, you had Cortez retrieving the lion or rescuing the lion or whatever it was called. You had Leonidas as that great man. And so we're kind of, you know, looking at various periods kind of with that sort of emphasis. So, sorry about that. I had a message flash up. Good. Now, importantly, what else do I have to mention? I did actually enter some figures into the paint contest. Didn't win this year. I was a little disappointed, but you know, sort of, I'm still very proud of my painting achievements. So, so I'm gonna continue painting. But what did I enter? I entered my Crusader tank for a vehicle, which you might have seen on my Facebook page, and hopefully it will feature in some videos with regards to Operation Sand Dune. I also put in my 1825 pounder with crew. Who did I? No, I didn't put those in. I tell a lie. I put Rommel on the back of the Kugelwagen, which I had planned to take as part of the game to Oklahoma City. Didn't have the game ready in time because if you've seen any of my other videos, I thought I wasn't going to be there, so I sort of pulled back on the time that I was putting into that, and then obviously that all fell through, so I ended up being able to go. But yeah, put Rommel in as a sort of sitting on the back of the vehicle as a diorama. I had my footsore miniatures, 1930s, 40s civilians as a squad, and I think, what else did I put in? I had one other. Let me check out what I put down on the paper. Single figure, yes, British artillery crew from Africa. Yeah, I put one of these chaps down, and unfortunately none of them won, but it was well worthwhile anyway. Very enjoyable. Now, very importantly, and I said to John Russell that I would mention this on the video, next year's convention has already been booked. It's going to be the 26th to the 28th of May. It's again at the Reed Conference Center in Oklahoma City, kind of. It's called Midwest City, Oklahoma, but it's basically a suburb of Oklahoma City. It says the war to end all wars. It's got a World War I tank on the... Oh, there we go, a bit of juggling. World War I tank on the back. I wonder whether that means there's going to be a bit of an emphasis. Obviously, it's the 100th year anniversary of the Americans during the First World War. Might be something to kind of put in the diaries and look forward to if you're in the area, or if you want to travel. We had a lot of travelers, people from Texas, all over the place, Colorado, kind of Midwest area, but even, as I say, Will came down from Iowa, and there's another chap there from Washington. So they come from far flung corners of the world, and obviously Mr. Andrew Chesney coming in from Britain, so that was really nice as well. So yeah, that's next year. Looking forward to that. Picked up my swag bag, and I've actually forgot one of the items that was in it. But basically, some really cool things. I got a measuring, sort of plastic measuring thing. I got some sort of pin marker or casualty marker, and a discount code, which probably has run out, I don't know, through the end of July, so I've got another month. Base, which I'm thinking of maybe putting a Gates of Antares figure on and sort of doing that up, sort of in some way. Can't remember what else there was. What the big thing that I took away from this, other than the bag, obviously, which is pretty cool, was I picked up a Fallschirmjäger sprue, the new bolt action plastic Fallschirmjäger sprue, which is great. I got 6 guys on there. I'm looking to build them into a little squad and probably run them against some home guard. So that's kind of the plan, and I had left it in the other room because I was looking at it last night, but I'm thinking that I will probably do those fairly soon, and I was already tempted to buy a box of the plastics anyway. I'm now even more tempted, so that's a possibility for the future. Certainly will happen, it's just when it happens is the question. Also picked up some individual figures. I was hoping that Gorgon Miniatures would be there this year with their Norwegian range of Norwegians, BEF up in Norway, French Foreign Legion up in Norway, and also the, I forget how to pronounce this, but it's like the Gebirgstar or something. Basically, it's the German mountain troops, and they've got some fantastic figures. They didn't have any. They'd only brought 2 single figures, and I bought both of them. One is, I'll have to get him out of the packet. One is a World War II German called Steiner. I don't know whether it's the Steiner from... It does actually look like the Steiner because he's carrying a Sten, sort of from Where Eagles Dare. No, not from Where Eagles Day. The Eagle Has Landed. That's the one I'm thinking of. So that's the first one. I'll find somewhere to use him, probably with a Fashmega squad or something like that. And then the other one I got was Eric the Viking. Now that's quite handy because I'm actually working on some Vikings right now. And this guy looks pretty fierce. So I'm thinking I may very well have to make him my new Warlord and swap out the figure I was planning on using as my Warlord. So those are there to be done. The only other purchase that I really made was to buy a new rule set. And I don't often buy new rule sets, certainly not just as they've been released, but this one particularly caught my eye. And so I picked it up, and it's actually from Great Escape Games, and it's called The Chicago Way. It's only just come out. It's a gangster game from Great Escape Games. Looks absolutely fantastic. I've been sort of flicking through. Just looks a lot of fun. You need about 7 figures per faction, and you can play with just 2 factions. So 14 figures. It's card based. And it even comes with a lovely poster / campaign. So here's the poster, and here's the campaign map. So I'm very much looking forward to doing that, doing maybe sort of 2 by 2 foot by 2 foot terrain tiles, and using that as basically doing a 4 by 2 table for it, and playing it that way. So really looking forward to it. Kind of getting into that. I think I'm probably going to try to do some play testing of it, see how it works mechanics wise, just with some like British and German bolt action figures, just to kind of get a feel for it, and then we can kind of go from there and see about getting some figures, which I have been looking at. I just got to work out the cheapest way of doing it because money is a little bit tight at this point in time, but hopefully not for long. So that's that. That was my purchases. I'm looking forward now as to what's going to happen from here. I'm still strongly working on trying to get my armies done for the game that I had set up, and I'm very tempted to suggest that I might get it all done for next year and take that down and run that as a game. If somebody's interested in helping me run that, that would be great. So that's my thoughts, and we'll wait and see how it goes. Again, it's all about time, and at the moment I've kind of got myself into a position where I'm managing to get through actually getting figures painted again. So I've just done 5 Vikings for my Saga / Hell Caesar game, Vikings versus Saxons. I'm kind of working on those. What else have I got going on? I've just sprayed up some Dad's Army figures because I want to do a Home Guard versus Germans game, and I'll do a battle report on that because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to basically run my BEF figures as the Westgate platoon, or the Eastgate platoon, and then my Dad's Army figures as the Warmington-on-Sea platoon, and have them running against some small little units of Germans. And it's probably going to be maybe 3 or 4 order dice per unit, and it should be a quick fun game. So that's kind of the plan, and obviously I'm still knocking through my Desert Rats. I've just completed another 2, 4, 6, 7. No, I've completed another 5. My apologies. So I've completed 5. So I've actually got 2 sections complete, and I just need to build the 3rd section and then do my Vickers tank. And I've actually just then got 1 machine gun team that I require for the Operation Compass list to be complete. I am missing a Bedford truck. I'm not sure whether I want to spend the money and pick up another Bedford truck, or whether I should just leave it with 1. But I'll have a think about that and work out what I want to do with that. But yeah, looking pretty finished. So it won't be long before perhaps I'll start my Operation Lightfoot list, which is the Indians, but we'll see how that goes. So that's it really from me for the Oklahoma City review. You know, please, if you're available next year and you think you can make it, go, because it's fantastic and it's getting bigger every year, which is fantastic as well. So that's it from me. Check out my Facebook page for updates on figures that I'm painting, because I'm quite often updating that with pictures. Obviously, if you've liked this video, please like it, comment, and subscribe if you've liked this video or any of the other videos. Please keep your eyes out as well. We're going to hopefully do very soon on the channel another Operation Sand Dunes discussion, as we're kind of getting closer to finishing up the project. I may extend it a little bit more by doing the Operation Lightfoot list, as I've got the Crusader already. Would quite like to have an army for it. But yeah, so that's it from me. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you very soon on another video. Take care.